guys. I heard a few Travises. I appreciate that. But on the other side of things, we don't like to be too nice to people. So yell out the name of your worst enemy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. And the last thing that I would like you to yell out, the last thing that is on my mind is food. So yell out whatever you had for dinner, or you haven't had dinner yet, do that. But also whatever you wish you had for dinner. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So let's get us started. I just want everyone, we're going to start off with a nice round of applause. We're starting off slow. So a nice, like you're at a golf tournament and you're trying not to disturb the players. Good putt. Yes, very nice. Except for that one asshole. And then, like you're at graduation and you're into like the Y's and you want to clap, but you're just sad for them. And then, like it's the end of your brother's soccer match and he scored a goal, so you're like, good job, brother, good job. Then like, it's the end of your favorite band's rock concert, you're like, yeah! And like it's gonna be a GI show, yeah! What's up, guys? We're Gorilla Improv! Thank you guys for coming out tonight. We're really excited to get this show started. First thing we're going to do is a game called Story, Story, Die. And so all these guys up here are going to go until all of them but one are dead. And they're going to tell the same story all together. So, I need a place that you remember from your childhood. So just shout out a place from your childhood.
Park.
I heard someone say the park over here.
Yeah, the park.
You said the park? All right. Fiona, you were going to start telling a story of how you broke your leg for the first time at the local park. And yes, Travis.
How does this game work?
So, I was just about to get to that. So, I'm going to be pointing to one member of the group. And when I switch who I'm pointing to, they have to pick up the story exactly as it was stopped. And if they mess up in any way, all of you guys are going to chant, die, die, die. And that person has to die in an elaborate way. So let's say Travis messes up. Everybody shout, die, die, die. And so Travis is out. We're going to go until everyone's eliminated. All right, who's excited? Woo! Jordan, you ready?
Yes.
First time breaking your leg in the park. Go.
So I was on the swing set with my best friend Jamie. Now Jamie was really strong and I asked her if she could give me a really big push,
But she was a real big bitch, and I found that the biggest problem with Jamie is that she just was always so aggressive.
And she hated swings. She had a terrible fear of them from when she was a child.
And she didn't want me to have any fun on the swing, so she was
Going to push me off as hard as she could, but instead of pushing me off, she just pushed the whole fucking swing set around.
And so I called the police and was like, the police are trying to attack me, but
I was injured in the swing set accident. The whole thing fell on my leg.
so I'm lying there. My leg is kind of bleeding. Jamie's kind of standing over me with a smirk on her face like I knew.
That she was probably going to try and kill me at some point. So I mustered up all
my courage, and I started crawling away as fast as I could.
But the police weren't coming fast enough, and Jamie was so much faster than them, so as soon as she looked at me, I knew it was over. She had a glare in her eyes.
Off of me. So I crawled as fast
So Megan, you're going to pick up the story about 5 minutes later when the police finally get there.
So Officer Grumpy comes up, and he's looking at me, and he's like, how the fuck did you break your leg? And I start explaining
this whole story to him, and as soon as I tell him that she knocked over the entire swing set, he just looks at me and says, that didn't happen. You're full of shit. This kid
must have pushed it over himself. And I realized, well, wait, I'm heavy, but I'm not that heavy.
I've been dieting since the 3rd grade.
And then the police officer is like, wait, what the fuck? You pushed over a swing set? You must have superpowers. And I'm like,
no, man, trust me, I don't ever got it near anything radioactive lately.
I didn't even get bit by a spider anytime recently. But
I didn't even have breakfast this morning. What's that over? I'm hungry. I'm weak. Officer. I don't know what you're talking about. And all the while, Janie is running off. She's not even on
The same playing field as I was. She's sprinting down the track at 200 miles an hour.
And I'm freaking out because the cops are letting Jamie get away because they're so focused on me having this gun.
And so now Jamie's
All right. Evan, you are going to pick up the story for when you finally convince the cops to go after Jamie, and you're riding in the back of the car.
So the police and I are riding after Janie, and she's sprinting at 200 miles an hour still, just running as fast as she can. Officer Grumpy pulls out his revolver and just aims it right at her. And I get scared. I'm like,
That's a little girl, you monster! So as she's taking off down...
This road, and I don't even think bullets can travel at 200 miles an hour. What are you doing? We're never going to catch her.
and little did she know she
Okay. Nathan, the police fired the gun, missed, and Jamie has escaped.
Oh.
So after that bullet hit the pawn shop down the street, Jamie runs in through the broken glass
And dives right behind the counter, starts stealing all the money.
and uses it to buy her own car and get away.
So I'm just sitting there amazed at how my 6-year-old friend
Managed to steal a car and get chased by the police. They've started having the helicopters.
Fly right over her, diving down right on top.
of her, and I can't believe that she's getting away. Like,
That because she is just a little kid. I mean, how could she do this? And then suddenly,
She was playing with Barbie dolls.
and doing long division.
Barbie dolls are now doing long division with her.
And I just know at this point, she's not gonna survive the night.
All right. Max.
Yes.
So you're in the hospital room consoling Jamie as she's dying because she can no longer do long division.
So I'm in the hospital room. I've got my hand on my best friend, and I'm looking her dead in the eyes.
And she pulls out a piece of paper and starts writing multiplication.
She's like, they told me I only have 200 days left to live, and I'm trying to figure out how many.
Numbers that adds up to. Realistically, I can't.
Divide like that in my
Head, I can only do it on.
paper, so...
I need long division to help.
But I mean, oh, nope.
This shit.
Oh, God
All
damn
right.
it.
So for a little background right here, we've been doing this game for about a month now, and Nathan has yet to lose. So there's some high stakes here.
Thanks.
Nathan, you're gonna pick up the story about 3 weeks later with your new best friend.
Go.
All right, so Jamie's dead, so I'm hanging in the car with the officer. And he,
Decides that, you know what, you need to have a new best...
friend. So he says, hey, kid,
Why don't you go down to the local play?
and we can get some donuts together and watch the play, you know? And
I don't know if he really meant what he was trying to get at, but I figured he wanted me to have...
a good time with him because we
knew that we needed each other more,
then we needed guns.
and guns were the reason that Jamie...
Is dead. And that's really
Why we decided we were going to stick it
to the man and go down to that
and decide, you know what, screw...
play. The authority. We need friends.
See, we need friends now, so I stood
Up in his car, bump.
in that music and decided
That we were not gonna sit here.
and be quiet
We were gonna go down
to that play
and bump our music
louder than
ever before and scream
as loud as we possibly could
that we wanted Jamie
to be back and alive in my...
best friend's arms because
He knew that cop that Jamie was...
chasing was
Wait, her dreams, more importantly,
than anything that cop
had ever chased before.
because Jamie's life
Meant so much
to both of us that I knew
that's why the cop had
to kill her. She was a
demon to society and a plague of mine.
to herself.
Who
Who the fuck's over there? Travis got one right. Congratulations.
It was worth it.
Alright. So, next we're going to pull out one of our favorite line games. It's called World's Worst. So you guys are going to give us an occupation, and we have to describe the worst person in that occupation. So from that back corner, can I hear an occupation that has to help people?
President.
We're gonna go with CEO. World's worst CEO. Ah, there it is. EO.
You know what? I realize jives that my company's tanking, so I'm starting a new campaign. I'm running for president.
Jevis, I heard you have a newborn son. Bring him in for an interview. Innovation. Brand new design. Revolutionary. Thank you. Synergy. Complication and photosynthesis are all words I read on the internet earlier today.
All right, guys, we've got a new product coming out in the next month. All right, it's the next brand newest line of our phone. What should we do? Yes, you back there. Change the charger port? I love it.
So, you know, guys, I've realized that by me sniffing this white stuff, I'm actually doing my job a lot more efficiently. We're going to say yes to drugs.
So we're launching this new rocket. There's plenty of stuff we can put in there.
Oh, a car? Great idea. From back there, I need an occupation that has to do with science. We're gonna go with professor.
No, I will not use class capture.
Yeah, I'll have your grades in by the end of the week, the month, the term, the year.
This class is at 9 a.m. and you're not allowed to use your phone.
Yeah, so there's gonna be one test and it determines 80% of your grade.
All right, kids, first day of class. I hope you're prepared for this pop quiz.
All right, and up here on the board, you can see we're looking at static.
So you may have heard my class is hard, which is kind of true. I mean, I've yet to pass it myself.
All right, guys. So I hope you're all ready for class today. I hope you all got your required materials. 12 textbooks, $400 each. You need them, they're mandatory.
Welcome to chemistry lab. You can use all of your senses in the lab, including taste. So I went on Rate My Professor the other day, and it turns out I have the worst score at this school, and I'm very proud of that.
Hi, welcome to physics lab.
So really, in my class, C is the average. If you want an A, you just have to pay me lots of money.
Or sleep with me.
Or actually try really fucking hard.
All right, hi class, welcome to Chem 1010. I have tenure, so it doesn't matter what I do.
Here's your concept for world's worst. So, we're gonna move on to a game called Sex With Me. So for those of you who don't know what Sex With Me is like,
It's terrible.
you're about to find out. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get any object from you guys and we're gonna tell you what sex with us is like based on that object. So from this front corner here, can I get something that you would find in your backyard?
Let's go. A fence.
We're gonna go with a fence.
Sex with me is like a fence. You always pick it.
Sex with me is like a fence. It hurts when you land on top of it.
Sex with me is like a fence.
Sex with me is like a fence.
afterwards.
Sex with me is like a fence. Uses a wooden post.
Sex with me is like a fence. The only thing between the baseball players and the spectators.
Sex with me is like a fence. Depending on the night, it can be federal.
Baby jokes.
So we're gonna change inspiration from this corner here-ish. Give me something that you would like to see changed in the world.
Climate change.
Hunger.
The name
So
of the
you know what?
planet.
I'm gonna say fuck it. We're gonna go with it. Sex with me is like a president.
Sex with me is like the president. It never does its job.
Sex with me is like the president, always disappointing.
Sex with me is like the president. Nobody seems to want it, but everyone still has to put up with it.
Sex with me is like the president. Once it's gone, you really want it back.
Sex with me is like the president. Billions and billions and billions.
Sex with me is like the president. You get promised one thing but shown another.
Sex with me is like the president. You know, by popular vote, people wanted the other, but here I am.
Sex with me is like the president. I tweet about it, but it never gets better.
Sex with me is like the president. Orange.
Sex with me is like the president. Should have never existed in the first place.
Sex with me is like the president, covered in fake hair. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna get into inspiration. From this middle section here, can I get something that you use on a daily basis?
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush? There you go, toothbrush.
Why?
Sex with me is like a toothbrush.
Sex with me is like a toothbrush. It's better when it vibrates.
Sex with me is like a toothbrush. Best in the bathroom.
Sex with me is like a toothbrush. The more you use it, the less you bleed.
Hey guys, we're gonna move on to our next game now.
Hey guys, so we're gonna be playing a little game called Three-Way Dub. Could I have 3 improvisers on the stage, please?
Oh, fuck that.
So, this game's a little fun because Fiona will be the voice of Joe. Joe will be the voice of Travis, and Travis will be the voice of Fiona, all while they're acting as their own characters. So, let's see. Today I had a class that I didn't want to go to. It was a business class. What's something that you didn't want to do this week?
Take a test.
Take out the trash.
Continue living.
No, wait. Taking out the trash.
Mom, do I really have to do this? It's so heavy, and it's cold outside.
Yes, you do, sweetie. This is your chore. We agreed on that. Your brother's gonna empty the dishwasher, and you're gonna take out the trash.
But Mom, I don't want to empty the dishwasher. Can't I take out the trash? I'm obviously the bigger and the stronger one.
Yeah, make him do it. He's much better at this.
Listen, sweetheart, the reason why we assigned you your job is so that you can improve yourselves. You're gonna get stronger, and you're gonna stop thinking that cleaning out the dishwasher and doing things in the kitchen is a woman's job, sweetheart.
Whoa, Mom. That's a little offensive. None of us ever thought that. That was on you. you're the one trying to convince us to be sexist here. But just because Robert likes cleaning the dishes better and I like taking out the trash better, it doesn't mean you have to make us switch.
You know, I suppose that's a good point, but listen, I'm your mother, and I'm telling you that you are taking out the trash and you are cleaning out the dishwasher, and that is final if either of you want to see your phones again for the rest of the week.
But Mom! I really, really like using my phone, and Jennifer finally started texting me back.
Sweetheart, Jennifer texted you back? I never thought I would live to see this day.
Good one, Mom!
Sit down, tell me all about it.
So Jennifer finally said hello. After 18, how are you?
You know, I always said you were persistent.
And she said, hello, who is this? Just melted.
Bro, she didn't even have your number? Like, come on, you should have given that to her ages ago.
Hey, buzz off. It's been like 3 weeks in school, and I've only been saying hello to her like once a week now.
Well, sweetheart, you know, texting her 18 times in a row may not be the best move because you need her to want you as much as you want her.
But Mom, I really like texting her. And she's like, she's so nice and so popular and so pretty.
Yeah, sweetheart, that's exactly why you need to play hard to get because she's so out of your league.
Good one, Mom. I mean, you should see Bethany. She texts me all the time, and I don't even respond. I just ignore that. Just leave it on read receipts.
You know, that is the lowest thing I've heard in a long time, Kyle.
Listen, Kyle, that is not how I raised you. You are supposed to respond to text when females text you because that is how you be a polite gentleman.
But Mom, it's just, it's so much work. Like typing all those touchscreen buttons. Well,
It's like, it's so easy. It's just swipe, tap, 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 send, send, send. Thank you very much. We're gonna get the chairs. So, does anybody know who the Beastie Boys are? No. Alright, so we're gonna do a game called Beastie Rap. So we're gonna do a game called Beastie Rap. So we're gonna need everyone on stage. And so how this game is gonna go is we get a name from you guys, and we have to set up rhymes for that name to keep going back and forth. And Megan over here is gonna be directing us. Whoever she points to has to come up with a rhyme for the name. But we can't just like, if the name is Max, we can't just say, oh, axe. We have to come up with a reason he's using the axe. Like if Max said Max, I have to go, he goes outside and chops wood with an axe. And so if you guys figure out what the word is before I say it, when I go to say it, you all say it too with me. And if everyone does not get the word, if some people kind of are hesitant on it, no, not everyone figures it out, that person's out. And so we go until one person's left.
Awesome. So, what is your name? Yes, in the WPI. John? John. We're going to go with John, okay? You guys ready to guess their rhymes? Ready?
There we go! Kick it! Boom, chip, ba boom, ba boom, chip.
Oh, I met this cool dude and his name was
John, boom, chip, ba boom, ba boom, chip. Gonna start the mower, gonna mow the lawn. Boom, chip, ba boom, chip.
When I play my game, you know I use a
Pawn, boom, chip, ba boom, chip.
Oh, a baby, dearie, it's called a
Fawn, boom, chip, ba boom,
You
chip.
know, when I wash my dishes, I use
Dawn, boom, chip, ba boom, chip.
I was gonna say Dawn, but the other Dawn.
Awesome. What is your name? Yes, Greg. John. Ready? No, wait. What is your name? Yes, Katie. Kate.
All right.
Ready?
Oh, kick it! Boom, chick, ba boom, chip.
Yeah, I met a cool
chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick. I just like this thing, you know I hate. Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, she was pretty hot. We went on a
Date. Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
I
chick.
never show up on time, you know I'm always
Late. Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Gotta play some hockey, gotta get my
Skate. Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
To win in chess, you gotta get a checkmate.
Mate. Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
You know, fortune teller told me it was my
Fate. Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I'm only coming out here to say fuck this.
What is... I'm trying to pick people I don't know, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No. What is your name in the blue grayish sweatshirt? Yes. Julia. Julia? Julia? Okay.
Alright, I got it. You got it.
Kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, I met this cool girl and her name was
Julia, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, she prayed a prank she had to
Fool ya, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Damn, that was the only thing that I could think
and then I just schooled ya.
What's your name? Caroline. Caroline. Mine. I didn't pick a new name. Y'all got mad. What is your name in the stairs?
Right here?
Yes. Conrad. Conrad.
Kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, I met a weird guy and his name was
Conrad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
You
chick.
know he's not my mom. He is my
Dad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
It's just a phase, you could say it's a
Bad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, he's really cool. We could call him
Rad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
chick.
chick.
Yeah, he's a biker. He's totally bad.
Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
The name for a British fellow is called a
Lad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I'm really thankful. I am beyond
Glad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, I'm not glad, I'm super.
Sad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
Chick,
chick.
yeah, he made me angry. I'm totally mad.
Mad, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
computer automated design is called CAD.
I don't even know now.
What is your name? Yes.
Don't do it.
Okay, that's fine.
Who here is a single syllable name? Raise your hand. There we go. Can we help you out?
Yeah.
Kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
So I met this cute guy and his name was
Zeke, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Hanging out at a fraternity, you know it was
Teeth, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
The 7 days in a call, it's called the
Week, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Then we climbed the mountain up to the
Peak, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
had to give a presentation. He had to
Speak, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
You're kind of mild, you're called
Meek, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yeah, my legs feel like jelly, my knees are
Weak, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yeah, he took too much drugs. He kind of tweaked.
Weak, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I have these on my face, you know it's called a
Cheek, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
the noise that a mouse makes is
Squeak, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yeah.
Zach? Zach.
Ooh.
Ready?
Kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
Met
chick.
a really weird dude and his name was
Zach, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
when I go running, I'm on a
Track, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
I
chick.
got a lot of muscles on my stomach, it's called a six-pack.
Pack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Because she had nice boobs, that's called a
Rack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I have a house, it's really tiny, it's called a
Shack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, I'm nervous and I'm having a panic attack.
Shack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
You
chick.
don't have all you need, it's called you lack.
Lack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I'm cutting up with a saw, I call it a
Hack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Before I eat dinner, I have a
Snack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, that's cocaine, let's call it
Crack, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
College against cancer is called
Cat, boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
They're
Yay!
Let's
Can't have that many
Rhymes.
that many names.
None of the names.
All right.
No.
You want to do your name?
So my middle name is Grace.
Hey!
Great.
All right. Oh, kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
You know, I met this cool girl, and her name was
Grace! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
You
chick.
know, she had really cute cheeks. She had very nice
Face! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom,
This
chick.
pretty guy in the face, you know it was with
Mace! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I tied my shoe with a shoe.
Lace! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I was really fast, so I won the
Race! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
What's your name?
Damn.
Yes.
Jess?
Jess.
Jess?
Jess.
Jess.
Oh,
Kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, I met a neat guy, and his name was
Jess! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Knocked over that king, and I won that.
Jess! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
You want to keep going with Jess?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sis?
Sure, we can do
Why
it.
not? Sis.
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 Ah, kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I met a redhead dude, and his name was
Sis! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Favorite Broadway musical is called Les
Miss! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I drink that soda with all the
Fizz! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
And after I went to the bathroom to take a
Whiz! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
worst word for semen is jig.
You're not wrong.
Jen.
Jen? No, we need Jen.
Jen.
Ah, kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, I met this weird girl and her name was
Jen! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Another name for a chicken is a
Hen! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
These living these they are called a
Hen!
pen.
Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yep.
Yay!
Yeah. Tim.
Hey.
Tim.
Ah, kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I met a short dude, and his name was
Tim! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Around my cup, it's called a ring. Yeah.
Matt?
Matt. Matt?
Yeah, you knew Matt.
Yeah, we've done that.
Ah, kick it! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
Yo, I met a rad dude and his name was
Matt! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
On top of his head was a red
Hat! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
I'm holding my fluffy
Cat! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
In that chair, he
Sat! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
He had a large meal, so he got
Fat! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
he tapped me on the head. It was called a
Pat! Boom, chick, ba-boom, ba-boom, chick.
He took a large shit. It was called a
Shat! Boom, chick, ba-boom,
That's about it. Thought I was so good.
All right. So next game we're gonna play is called entrances and exits. So I need 3 improvisers to the stage.
Pick me.
All right, perfect. So these guys are gonna play a scene, and at any point in time, there's a certain word for each of them that can make them leave the stage or come back onto the stage. So basically, if their word is said, they have to leave and justify it immediately. So if Evan's word is bake, and I say I went home and baked a cake, he would have to.
go home and I'd have to leave and be like, see you guys, I gotta go get baked. Not say my word or else I'll come back up.
If your word happens and you're off stage, you come back on. If you're on stage, you go off. So, for Max, can I have a word that has to do with food?
Onion rings.
A word. A singular word.
Spice.
What? Salt? Your word is salt.
Sounds right.
For Nathan, can I have a word from the middle here that has to do with sports? Okay, hold on. I said a word. Eagles. We're gonna go with eagles. And for Evans, we're gonna have a word that has to do with sleep. We're gonna go with bed.
Bed.
So Max, your word is?
Salt.
Nathan, your word is? Your word is?
Bed.
Alright, so today I had dinner and it was really good. I went out to the Boyan. What's your favorite place to go? Just in general, not for food. Alright, your inspiration for the scene is traveling.
Alright, boy, you got your backpack?
Yes, Dad.
Alright, good. Because we're going on a 20-mile hike.
20 miles?
Yep.
That's so far.
Straight up the mountain and we're spending the night.
But, Dad, that's bear country.
Yep, that's right. I hunted 3 bears just yesterday.
Dad, you know I'm afraid of bears.
Well, you gotta suck it up, son. You gotta grow some balls. Come on, we climbed the mountain, then there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Your mom already said it was okay.
Why isn't she coming with?
Because she knows it's too dangerous. Well, there's a very undefined path over there, covered in salt, so we'll be fine. We'll just follow it up the mountain and it'll be great. Now's your chance. There's the first bear sighting of the day. You brought that rifle I got you?
Yeah, but it's a BB rifle, Dad.
Alright, well, you're not going to get a real rifle until you kill a bear with a fake one. You got to go through the real training, you know? Oh, but stand still. The more you move, the angrier...
Whoa! Dude, what the fuck, man?
Hey, excuse me? Talking bear?
Oh, talking bear, you came into my home!
Son, can you believe this? This is some scientific miracle.
Miracle, I'm a bear!
Bear?
What the fuck are you guys doing here?
Well, I mean, we just came to hike a mountain and shoot some bears.
Oh, Johnny! Why are you guys out here shooting bears? I mean, there's other things to shoot. There's seagulls and Mr. Rabbit down the road.
It's not nearly as fun to shoot a seagull because seagulls don't scream when they die.
What about an eagle then? They scream.
Dad, this thing's scaring me. I need to go hide.
Son, come back! Oh, my... All right, well, it looks like it's just you and me. So I already took down 3 of your kind just yesterday, so if I were you, I'd run. But I'm giving you this warning now, because this pistol and me, we got history. Whoa! I ain't never seen a bear that could do that.
Yeah, you ain't never seen a bear that talks before either.
Oh, no, the eagles stole my gun! Oh, God, I didn't even know the eagles knew what that was.
Thanks to Jack, see you at the barbecue.
Why is it still here?
Well, because it's not my bedtime yet. I got like 8 more months.
He stole my pistol, so I'm gonna have to go get a new one. You take care of him.
Hi. You look familiar. Aren't you my friend Sammy's dad?
What?
Mr. Donovan, what
No,
are you doing out
no, I'm a bear. I'm a big old bear. I like honey. No.
It's fake.
I'm balding. I'm an old bear.
Dad, it's fake.
No, it's not. Your son it's his bedtime. He needs to lie down.
Dad!
The bear's got you hostage.
No, it's a bear hug.
Alright, now we're going to jump into a long form. It's called a herald. So yeah, we're going to do a little something called Grinds My Gears. We're going to complain about something a lot. From the back row, what's something you really, really hate?
Me too.
Just anything, literally anything. What is that? Traffic? Inspiration is traffic.
You know what really grinds my gears? Someone cuts me off in traffic.
just cruising along, and the lane next to me is stopped, and someone decides to pull out and just almost hit the front of my car. Especially if it's like icy or snowy, you almost run into somebody because of that. Like that's.
You know what really grinds my gears? Ice. Especially when it's like 9 a.m. and I'm walking to my lecture and the entire sidewalk is a skating rink and we're still going to class for some reason and I'm like, I'm literally about to die, but I can't miss my freaking lecture because the lecture professor takes attendance.
You know what really grinds my gears? Lectures. All right, let's get two things straight now. One, I'm not paying attention, and neither is the professor. And two, I'm not on my phone at all times. I must be doing something wrong, right? I got Facebook, I got Snapchat, I got Instagram.
You know what really grinds my gears? Kids on their phones all the time. We are social beings on this planet, and we're all sitting here on our phones, looking at it all day long, swiping right, whatever the case may be. And we got plenty of people all around us that we can talk to, and yet you're just here like, hey, do you know what really grinds my gears? Having a lot of people around that you can talk to. Like, when you're in a crowd, it's like people you don't know, and so you're just lost in the sea of people. Like, if you're ever on the New York subway, or just like anywhere in New York City, and
You know what really grinds my gears? New York City. All right.
Where were you? We started a lecture like 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, it was really icy. I didn't want to die.
Do you have like any clue what's going on in this class?
I think that's an integral sign. Like, I think that's an integral sign.
Dude, I thought that was a top hat. Fuck. Alright,
What do we do?
I just, he's looking.
So that's when I found out that a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
My good sir, there is no way! Oh, you're so intellectual and hilarious.
Hi, Professor. How's it going? I'm just writing down that integral you told me about. It's integral to learning.
This is a scribble of a gummy bear.
He's yummy and funny.
Sir, why are you in this class?
Because it's required for humanities.
Yes, well, I'll have you know, philosophy is a very important subject. It's very critical in the everyday life.
Yeah.
Do you know how often you have to worry about what it means to be?
Professor, what does it mean to be? Why are you sitting here yelling at us? What's the purpose?
Janice.
No, I'm sick and tired of his shit. He's drawing top hats on the board, for God's sake, and playing with philosophy.
To be is to get an A in this class. And for me, to get my fucking tenure.
Morning.
How's it going?
Daily grind, right?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I'm very confused.
That's how we work here, isn't it? To work to the poll is incorporated. That's that's what they told me to do. So just hold this poll.
You're very right. I've been slacking on the job lately, and I've been forgetting all my polls. I've been sending them all out on Facebook instead of bringing them into work.
Oh, Jimmy, come on.
Yeah. I need
If you want to excel in this job, you've got to pick up your pole and carry it.
You know, it's been hard, because, like, Meredith at home, she's been busy. The kids haven't been around. They've been at baseball practice all the time. And I just want a nice pole to carry around.
Yeah, I understand. You might... Oh, watch out, it's coming for you.
Oh, shit. Yeah, did your pole get bigger overnight?
I think so. Yeah, I understand. You know, I think that maybe you should talk to the boss. You know, maybe he'll understand your circumstances and he won't make you pick up a pole. Morning.
Hey,
You guys on this job now? Are they just neglecting me?
Yeah, we're just going up and up, and you're getting lost behind. I don't want it to happen to you, but there's not much I can do. I mean, you gotta pick up your pole.
Can I borrow yours for a day?
No, that's my pole. Also, look at me and say, "Where's your pole?" Oh, sorry.
Mom, I told you not to look at me when I'm on my phone.
Yeah, but like you're talking to a lot of people, so I just want to know who they are.
Yeah,
And what they're doing.
that's because they're all cooler than you.
You're only saying that because you're my son and you have to. That's what they say in all of the books. They say that they'll neglect you, but it's okay because he'll come around.
Yeah, Mom, you keep telling yourself that.
I will until you do. So can I talk to some of those friends? Maybe just give me one. Give me one.
Mom, they don't
You have
like
like
you.
100.
All
I can
right,
have one.
fine. I'll pull up Jimbo.
Oh,
Here.
Jimbo. I'm gonna send an emoji.
Mom, we don't use those anymore. We use actual pictures of our faces now.
Oh. But how do you make it look like a poop?
Well, for you, that's easy.
He'll come around. Well, Jimbo seems to have responded to me quite a lot faster than he was responding to you.
No way.
It's definitely true.
Mom, let me see that.
Look, son, you clearly have abused all of your phone privileges, so until I get at least 5 friends, you can't have this back.
Mom, that's more than I have.
Look, son, I was born to be more popular than you, which is why I had you.
Fine, keep it for the day. I don't need it. I know how to socialize with people.
I bet you
Unlike
do.
you, because I do it all the time.
Yeah, in person?
Yeah.
Today we're here to discuss the events of last week. We're sorry about the ice cream machine breaking again. Very difficult. Yes, ma'am.
Stop putting Jell-O in the ice cream machine.
I just want flavors.
Yes.
So are you telling me that the only way to get flavors is by Jell-O?
I'm not saying it's not by Jell-O. I'm just saying Jell-O.
Come on. It's something we're trying. Here at Mac Ranco's, we're trying different things because we like to explore our opportunities. Yes.
They promised us ice cream. Where's the ice cream?
Jell-O's better.
Yes.
By whose standard?
By my standard.
To read, we're in public. Yes.
So this is a very, very serious matter, and there should be repercussions taken. Are there any steps to take care of this problem?
We've been having a lot of discussions with the fellow employees, and we feel it is in our best interest to. I'm sorry, but Kyle, you're done.
We're done putting ice cream in, right?
Well, you are.
There's no more Jell-O? It's your fault, I'll kill you!
We're doing this.
Look, Jane, my son, he gave me his phone, and now I have to get 5 friends before the day's over.
Oh, girl.
Or I'm gonna have to give it back.
Oh, girl, let me see that. Okay.
Yeah, okay, all right.
What's our magic steps, right? What do they teach to the class?
They said, don't worry if he's ignoring you.
Okay.
They said he'll always come back and send
I meant the
memes.
other class where we learn how to use phones.
Right,
To connect with our children.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe it was something about memes.
Yeah. Oh, it's the gold
Pictures
classes.
with words on it.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
We should take a picture and put some words on it.
Yes. Maybe if we say the words, it will go right onto the screen.
Oh, I think that's how they
That's
do
how
it.
they make them.
That's how they do it.
Ready? Let's try. 1, 2.
Hi.
Nailed it.
Okay.
Oh, look. So let's send. Let's wait now. I'm sure this is a waiting game.
Yeah. I mean,
Patience
I put it in
is
all the
key.
time. Oh, there it is. Whoa. Wow.
Send one back. It's just a picture. Oh.
Are you adjusting well to the class on cellular device usage?
I think so, Professor. But we need to know how to add more friends because right now we've just been talking to one kid.
Ah, I see. See, simple. First, you type in a name. David.
How did you do that? That's a new screen. Wow.
Yes, all you have to do is type the name, any name, and it'll find him. Then, and there you go. You have a new friend.
Ba-ding! That was magic. It's 2. We're so close. Okay. Wow. Could you show us again? I don't think I quite caught down. Yeah. Could you show us 3 more times?
There's another David.
Ba-ding!
There's another David.
Ba-ding!
David 4.
Ba-ding! Come on, that's all we need. We're good. Thank you.
You can find friends anywhere in the world thanks to the beauty of technology.
Oh.
What?
You late for class again. You just started conference. If you don't understand this torque motion, I'm not gonna.
I just don't care. I just don't care.
What do you mean you don't care?
Torque motion, what? Listen. I had an amazing conversation with our philosophy professor last night, and he told me that this physics shit doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's all about how to be. Not about how something works.
I mean, it kind of is how it works, but it's what torque really is. But I guess I get your point. But like, you want to go to like grad school, don't you? You gotta pass this class.
Man, what's the point of it all, man? What's the point of grad school? What's the point of school?
To get a job?
Do you know what I could do instead of having a job? I could sit under a tree. And I could think really hard.
Is it a money tree?
Who needs money when you've got free thought, man?
Free thought doesn't pay for my apartment.
That's why I'm saying you gotta sit under the tree. Who needs an apartment when there's a tree?
What about like heat and a shower? You smell awful.
Man, the rain is my shower. I can move to Florida and never worry about heat again. It's getting warmer all the time down there.
Oh, dude, Kyle's mom is gonna love this.
So you say you've been having troubles with Rebecca, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't seem to find your pole.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit more about those.
So I've been looking everywhere. Rebecca tells me it's not good enough for her, and so I'm just trying my hardest to look for a better pole. I had an idea, so I brought my son, and I thought it was a great idea because it was something we could do together. I was thinking, we go out to the backyard because there's poles under the ground, right?
I guess.
We can dig one up and pull the pole out.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
Well, we got nothing better to do. It's not like I have my phone anymore.
Yeah, his mom took it. She's off trying to find new friends. I mean,
Yeah, basically abandoned us at this point.
yeah. What, do they have like good poles? Are there brass or some shit?
So, son, what was your mom, Rebecca? She just wants you to love her. Not with any sort of poles or anything, just in a genuine.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Look, the best way to get through her is just tell her how you feel. Tell her that you're glad that you're her child and that you're like you love
told
her.
her how I felt. I told her she looked like shit.
She does, which is why I guess she wants to find a better pole.
Just even if your wife does look like shit, you can't just say that to her.
Why not? I was told to be honest as a kid.
Yeah, tell the truth.
I was raised good.
Raised well.
My boss told me that if I don't have a pole by next week and I'm not honest about it to him, I'm done.
And I was promised a phone if I got my dad a pole, so, I mean, I'm in it for the long haul.
I'm glad you two are on the same boat, because clearly I'm on a completely different page. You really should just talk to Rebecca. Get all this out on the table, make sure it's clear that, each of you has your own desires and each of you has your own grievances with each other.
Talking to real people? I only talk to my dad on the phone.
And I've got this one friend at work who, his pole's way bigger than mine. He's been working hard every day. But he doesn't know how to use his phone at all. He just sits on his computer all day and tries to figure that out.
One of those guys.
That's so strange. I've been taking notes on an iPad this whole time, but... You know what? Next time you see him, tell him to come have a talk with me, and we'll talk about the whole technology issue.
Okay.
It's a thing that many children are addicted to and parents are afraid of, I understand.
I'm not addicted to it. It's just my life.
Honey, I got 7. I have 7 friends.
You have 7 friends now.
7 whole friends.
Do
In
any-
this phone. Just in one block.
Wow. Do any of them have like a nice pole? Like one I can use.
I mean, I'll ask around, okay?
Okay. Okay.
This guy should work.
Who the fuck is Kyle?
You asked for a pole!
Yeah, I work.
Oh, for work. For work. For work! That's embarrassing! Oh my goodness. This is our son's phone.
Yeah, hello?
Hi, I'm here to pick up Rebecca.
It was an accident. I'm figuring it out.
Why the fuck is Kyle here?
Oh, hey, Mr. R, how you doing? Hey, you ready to go out to the movies?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, I have one condition.
Only one, that's...
Yeah,
Only
that's-
one.
yeah.
Only one.
All right.
Only one. If you have a good poll, I need it right now.
I don't know. I mean, my dad said I'm supposed to wait till I'm married.
No, I need it right now, or you cannot take my wife to the movies.
Can I at least put like a...
Seems fair.
I mean, I get... Are you sure you're all right with that?
Oh wow!
You must be the man he was talking about. I would shake your hand, but...
Understandable.
Dr. Richards, nice to meet you. So, you seem to be having some technology problem. They say you're not using your phone?
Well, I guess so. I mean, I really care about my job, and I can't let these polls down.
Literally, you can't let them...
Well, I care about my job, sir.
I guess. Then how are you using your computer this whole time?
Oh, just like this.
One key at a time? Wow. I respect a man who cares that much about his job. And I think people could learn a lot from you.
I agree, sir. That's why I decided to write a new book.
One letter at a time?
Yes,
So what is this book going to be about? Just
Well,
about...
my life story, of course. Why work is best.
Uh-huh.
Autobiography. Dr. Richard's son.
Dr.
I've only got 1 page so far. So any more questions?
I understand, but you said Dr. Richards' son, not Dr. Richards. I'm Dr. Richards. Son.